membaca Women's Health Indonesia. Saya Chichi Bernardus, Editor-in-Chief dan Chief Community Officer dari Women's Health Indonesia. Sore ini saya berkesempatan belajar yoga bersama Sianna Sherman di Bliss Wellness di Kemang. Ada Christine di belakang saya lagi ikutan ngambil kamera. Sore ini saya akan ngobrol tentang topik yang dipelajari sore hari ini dan selama weekend ini adalah tentang terapeutik yoga. Saya pengen tahu secara langsung apa yang disebut atau apa yang dimaksud dengan terapeutik yoga dan apa yang bisa manfaat apa yang bisa kita peroleh dari terapeutik yoga ini. Hi, hello. Thank you for a wonderful afternoon. You're welcome. Yeah, I was attending one of your class today and I felt wonderful because I have a sore back, pain in my shoulder, and you have shown us how to cope with the problem and solve the problem. And I found that as a modern women, sometimes we do a lot of bad things to our body, like wearing too much heels, and then sitting in the wrong position, or even sleeping also in the wrong position that causes us trouble. And then you this afternoon introduced to me and to other students about therapeutic yoga. Could you explain a bit about this particular yoga?
Okay, so really all yoga is therapeutic when alignment is there and in deep relationship with the breath. And what we specifically did today is that we slowed everything down to go in a very detailed way into the alignment of the body through the joints. And especially through the hips and the shoulders today. But through the whole body, there is an optimal relationship in the body for it to be the healthiest that it can be. And when we learn how to practice yoga with very skillful alignment and in deep rhythm with the breath, then the body gets very free and the healing begins to happen. And so this is the therapeutic way of yoga.
So we can actually heal ourselves by doing
yes.
yoga, right?
And that's the whole premise of yoga, is to heal oneself.
Okay.
Yes.
And according to your experience, what sort of physical health problems that maybe your students experience due to maybe to bad posture or something like that happened to them, and maybe
So there's typical ways that people often stand or even sit quite a lot, and especially in the modern world, there's so much sitting at the desk and so much typing on the computer, and less, yes, exactly, like this, and less physical activity. And as we sit in chairs a lot, the front of the hips start to get very tight, and then the low back starts to hurt because we're getting tighter and tighter in the hips. And with all the typing and with the shoulders more forward as we type, the neck then starts to hurt, and even the elbow and even the wrist. So one of the key things that yoga will show is the healthy spine, the alignment of the spine, learning how to stand tall, sit tall, and to open the hips and strengthen the shoulders. And when we learn this, then the whole body gets healthier and healthier. And you mentioned how modern women love to wear heels, which is very beautiful. And there are side effects to that.
unfortunately.
Yes. And so some of the side effects of only wearing heels is that the legs at the knee joint will start to hyperextend more, and then that brings trouble into the sacrum, and so many times women's sacrum starts to hurt, and it also can create hyperlordosis through the spine, so that what happens is the knees hyperextend, the hip actually tightens, the sacrum becomes unstable, and then the low back can become hyperlordotic. And that's one sort of pattern that you can see. And then how that can translate is for women with fertility issues, is one of the things that happens in fertility is the block of the energy where the femur bone is meeting the pelvis. And if this whole area gets tighter and tighter and out of alignment, it can create more challenges with women in their fertility. And even holding a baby, you know, for full term. So it becomes very substantial for a woman to learn how to stand properly and open their hips.
Maybe you need to teach me how to sit properly.
Yes. Let's move this. So one of the key things would be if you take your hand to your upper thigh, so we take your left hand, and then your right hand outside the hip, and you learn to turn the inner thigh in and go all the way
inside.
Under. Yes, turn in, and then go all the way up underneath the sitting bone and turn that in and wide, and now go to the other side. So you're turning and from underneath, widening, and going all the way up underneath the hips, underneath the buttocks as well. And then you learn that much, and it releases the tension out of the femurs.
Oh, yeah, I feel much better.
Yeah, and then it lets you sit tall through the low back, and then put your fingertips behind you. So you have space here, and then you lift up through your low back, and then draw your navel back a little bit, and now let you don't even have to push it, it's just letting it rest back, because you don't want to over grip. And then shoulders rest back, open, and then you rest your hands. And then you're ready for meditation and for peacefulness.
Yeah. So you were mentioning earlier about people are now sitting too much in front of the computers. What can we do about that? Because, well, basically we have to do our work, we have to do our job, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Well, there is something to do. And it can even be that maybe every hour you do a very simple shoulder stretch. So you will clasp your hands, and then keep your hands on your sacrum, lift up through the chest and lift your chin, and now take your shoulders back. Then stretch your arms up and back. And just doing that, if you did this, let's say for 30 seconds,
just
you did a few breaths like this, and you know, write it on the hour. And you just said, okay, let me take 5 deep breaths, and then you go back. That alone would start to save your health and open up your shoulders and keep your breath really clear in the lungs. Because the body recognizes the patterns of healing. And the minute that you give your body,
because you have a very smart,
very
sophisticated
exactly.
body.
The body knows its alignment, the body knows how to heal. And the body wants to be healthy. The body wants to live in a healthy way.
Yeah, say only 30 seconds, you have to give yourself a gift every an hour, right?
Yes.
Because you're mentioning earlier that our body is a temple, a beautiful body that is very sophisticated, that is very smart.
Yes.
Okay. Tuh kan, sobat sekalian, ternyata cukup 30 menit kita lakukan di kantor, misalnya dengan melakukan stretching yang tadi diajarkan, kita sebetulnya sudah memberikan hadiah kepada tubuh kita sendiri. Dan tubuh kita yang bagus ini, yang cantik ini diibaratkan seperti temple, seperti kuil yang harus kita maintain, kita jaga setiap hari supaya kita tetap sehat, cantik, dan bugar. Dan tentu saja jangan lupa mengawali hari kamu dengan mengatakan it's good to be you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. You're very good at this, huh?
Oh yeah, you're so good.
So good.